Hey there, playing Tracer. Um, this has got stuff, a million villages and drawn gains and whatever. So, what does City Gate do? Is that the top deck one? Yeah, that's okay, I guess, but not amazing. You can double amulet. Looks probably okay here. Not that you have to do that necessarily, but seems alright. If they don't collide, you'll be in a good spot. But beyond that, I guess you probably get get artisans and all this stuff. Just get all this stuff. Probably have bandit at some point, just because it's a good way to. I mean, you can also get silvers as a way to up your economy once you trash down. But anyway, I still expect a bandit will probably be worthwhile. You'll need to play with a few ghost towns just to kind of get your consistency up a little bit. But I mean, you wouldn't need more than 4 probably is fine. And you wouldn't have to have that depending on how many blessed villages you got. Shantytown is not going to be great. I'm not sure lackeys is going to be that amazing, but there may be situations where you take one. So I'm getting that. So far good. I could take a ghost town to try and increase the chances of playing a second amulet, though of course it's not that great beyond that right now at this stage. Though it's certainly a card I want in my deck. So this is sort of a mini expedition play. It's not that inspiring really, but maybe it's alright. We'll see. Didn't save the thing that you want it to save, especially, but that Moon's Gift was nice to get me the top deck tier for sure. What did he buy? He bought a lackeys. That's fine. It's gonna be totally fine, I think, in his deck, but it's not incredible or anything. I do plan to, but it's just essentially trash. He gets another lackey, okay. Here. And then on the next turn I can think about going for a Margrave. Obviously I could think about going for a artisan as well. That was a really nice draw for him. I'm probably just going to play the Margrave even though I'm likely to draw dead some stuff. I may hit 4. That's not. And 3 would be okay as well. Or even 2 is fine. I can buy lackeys. I do have to. Yeah, this is. I mean, it might have been better to go for the artisan. But this is somewhat interesting in that. Do we have anything in the trash yet? No. This is probably still just got to be a blessed village, right? It could be ghost town lackeys, I guess. That's not that inspiring, to be honest, but. We'll go with 4 since we may get a thing like that. Better to just take it now. So if we can find the Margrave, then we might be in an okay spot. I guess we're guaranteed to find the Margrave because he played it. So there are, I guess there's already 3 in there. So I can either take a silver trying to get well, what did I discard? I discarded 2 coppers in it. So I can get to 6 regardless. If I just take money. Right. I think I'm going to go with that. This next turn is going to be a little bit iffy. But I got a good draw, so it's cool. Feels like I need to get a trash in. Just is gonna be, I mean, maybe I don't have to. I mean, obviously I don't have to. It's okay to take coin. It would be nice to get a trash in, but I think we're just going to end up taking probably coin here. I don't think I'm ready for the silvers yet. Maybe 1. Definitely cleaner than me. With a bit more draw. He's probably a little bit ahead of me here. It's not like that bad, but okay. I have a super weird I have like a super weird distribution of my amulets in my ghost towns. It's not unbalanced in terms of terminals to actions. It's just weird. Like, it's okay because it is balanced. Like, I have the villages on the turn. I play all the whatchamacallits. But I wonder if he'll use the cash. Since he took it all right now, I assume he will be able to, but we'll see. If he doesn't use it all, then it would have been better to wait, but he did, so. I'm trying to figure out here if I have enough actions to get. There's a blessed village still in there, so this is a little bit that was nice for me, of course. So I have 7. I could have 7 again is an okay number if I trash 1 and take coin 1. That's not too bad. Can buy Ghost Town and Blessed Village. Double trash is like not so great, I think. Next turn. Trying to protect the gold. I guess there's no real risk of flipping the gold. He's not gonna draw me 7 more cards. I kind of would like to maybe trash here, but I probably won't, in which case these discards were a bit silly. But they're not that bad. They're okay. Pretty likely to need to. Well, I mean, if I get a chance, I'll trash. If I think I can do it. We're gonna get pretty low on piles here fairly soon. Certainly has the villages. Probably be okay to trash 1. It's nice. I can deal with that. Okay, that's fine. This turn was fine. I did not hit a silver, so that's a little unfortunate, but okay. How much money do I have here? Well, so it's kind of looking like a double blessed village to me. I like having the gold gainer. The silvers are fine, of course. I would have loved to get a Earth whatever and have added a ghost town as well, but that's okay. A necromancer is okay for province milling. Might be okay. Probably okay anyway. We're not gonna be able to discard. I mean, we're gonna get more out of having the draw for sure. I think he's gonna have $20. So, well, okay, so yeah. I was thinking whether I can artisan a Margrave or not. That may not be feasible. I guess you don't have to get the necromancer. Like, you can do it all at once. Like, you can artisan for the necromancer, top deck the province, and mill it all at the same old time. So it's not like a thing you have to not necessarily a thing you have to be able to do right away. For sure. So so if I double province here, if he counter double provinces, I can triple with a mill if I get the draw. So I have to kind of see where I'm sitting on the old money front. Okay, that's nice. Which I'm not tracking super well. Another Margrave should be totally safe. If I have the actions for it, I guess, is the question. There's another Blessed Village in here. Of course, it doesn't have to be a Margrave either. Though it could be. So I have 10, 12. I can get to 16. So that would be blah blah blah. Yeah, I can get to 16 and then top deck a Margrave, which is pretty good. I still have a risk of not drawing. I mean, you know, some risk of not drawing. The only question is whether like a ghost town is better. But hopefully he plays a few Margraves here and gets me to a Blessed Village. Well, he'll certainly play a few Margraves here. That doesn't really help. But that does not particularly help. That's fine. Ish. That's okay. Okay, so we're looking pretty okay here. Do I want the golden? What do I have right now? What do I have? 2, 4, 10, 11. Yeah. So the most important thing is to hit the Margrave, actually. What are we sitting at? Eight, 9. So we have 11. So one gold doesn't cut it. So we really need to hit the Margrave in here. I don't know if even that got me there yet. I think I'm probably still a little bit short, a couple dollars short. 10, 14, yeah, I'm short. So what did he get down? Ghost Town Amulet. Maybe there was just no hope of me double provincing again. I was thinking that the amulets as coin would be okay to do it, but so that being the case, this becomes much harder. There's probably something I can do, but I don't actually see what it is. I can get a Margrave and play it. And buy 3 duchies or something. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14. We could mill the bandit into a duchy here as well. And go like double, basically go triple duchy ghost town. And then we would already have the necromancer, which is potentially useful just for like trashing a thing and drawing. That might be okay. The thing about it is, if he hasn't thought of the necromancer thing, I don't really want to draw attention to it. It's maybe one way to put it. I also have a chance of banditing, I guess, taking money, and maybe he isn't quite able to double province. There's at least some chance of that. This gets me to the 3rd ghost town and more money. I'm not sure that was at all the right way to play it, but I honestly did not want to get the necromancer under the possibility that that would somehow make him aware of this possibility, which is probably just wrong, but so we'll see. He's probably just getting there regardless. I basically had to like bottom deck my ghost towns to get enough cash. There was another gold in there that I hadn't drawn yet. It wasn't impossible for me to get the outs, but it wasn't like good odds particularly. And I don't know whether putting the gold in increased or decreased. I chose not to do it, but it might have upped it a little bit. Upped the chances somewhat. So we'll see if he, okay, so he at least, at the very least, he doesn't have the, either he didn't see it or he, didn't have the money in hand to make it work. Oh, does he just have a pile out? Oh, that's a bummer. That was also always a possibility. I could have scored another dollar or another point instead of the lackeys, but I think I like the lackeys better, though. That was always a risk, taking the Margrave as well. So I could have taken the... Again, I'm afraid the Necromancer thing would have been revealing what I wanted to do, but I'm not sure that that's worth considering. Typically, I think that considering stuff like that is a little bit of a stretch. So here we have Patron as our Renaissance card. There's somewhat of a limited, I mean, your only draw here is basically, there's some incentive here to green fairly early with the Aqueducts. I mean, the Aqueduct's going to start getting value pretty quickly. Your issue here are gains, which are somewhat limited. Or extremely limited. Dismantle is your only way of kind of getting extra ones. So if you wanted to try to I mean, your issue with playing like a jack money kind of strategy is going to be Enchantress. Them playing Enchantress a lot, I would think, would be the potential issue there. At the same time, they it may be a while before they're playing Enchantresses consistently. Of course, they can start just buying lots of them, and they'll play them fairly quickly. But I mean, in general, I would go for the Sauna thing, but I think I'm not 100% convinced by it. You get the trashing okay, because you'll have lots of silvers. Again, the issue with Jack of all trades will be Enchantress. So I'm not sure. Whereas the Engine deck doesn't particularly care about the Enchantress attack except to use it, you know, for their own evil ends. There's not a lot of and it is possible to get a lot of Silk Roads here with Dismantle. It kind of works okay at getting duchies and Silk Roads, and so it's not so bad for that. So there's a way back into the game for the Dismantle player if someone has gotten a lot of provinces. So I'm just not sure. I just can't picture how bad the Jack deck is going to get beat up by this kind of stuff. is my main challenge here, I think. I get a trash in, which is cool. I haven't seen the lucky coin yet. I did, unfortunately, was not able to buy another sauna, but sauna split is not that important. The Avanto split is much more important. So I got a trash in and he did not. That's nice. There's going to be a limit here to how many silvers you want to take, for sure. And then here I also have a, like if I play the sauna, no, it's wild. Okay, never mind. You just obviously play the saunas. 100%. Okay. So I can buy an Avanto here, or I can trash more. I'm not actually sure. I'm not in any way especially convinced of that play, but I'm glad I took the time to read the sauna that it's a while this is in play, because I was about to do something stupid. Okay, so I'm going to win the sauna Avanto split. The order here shouldn't really matter. And I'm about to get super trashed, which is nice. Lucky coin is probably outstayed its welcome at this point. You can windfall, I guess. I don't think that's especially good, but certainly don't need more money than this. Here all I really want to do is buy a dismantle, pretty much. Like that's, and maybe trash the last copper, but okay, so this is safe. I can windfall. Windfall doesn't inspire me in particular. He does have a nice big VP lead, and he's going to get clean here. But hopefully I'll just be ahead with gains. We'll find out. So he's clean now. He buys a dismantle. It's a real question to me whether I want to start greening or not. Obviously I can get a Bazaar and build, but if we can just province at most every turn, then that's a little more compelling. Basically, the Bazaar here would let me then get a second dismantle on my next turn, and then I would be in a position to build bigger than him. But it's not like a huge deal. He's in a similar position now. I can play the well. Can't gain and play, but I don't necessarily have to. Well, I do really want to, don't I? Because I would like to play both of those. Yeah, I'm not sure there was a good way to do that. Maybe play one of the Avantos. If I already had two Avantos in hand. Yeah, I should have played one of the Avantos. That was the mistake. That was pretty bad, actually. Mess up here. Because I can't play. I also miss out on a money. So that was all a little bit awful. More than a little bit awful. That was stupid. That was real stupid. Just like the worst. So, I mean, if he just keeps provincing, I'll be toast, more or less. Give him an extra point there. It's very bad. It's a very bad play. Because I could have easily done the Avanto. I mean, there was no... I guess it wasn't guaranteed I'd get the village effect then, but a reasonably good shot at it. Oh well. I'm gonna have to go for the built-up thing now. I think I'll be too far behind if I don't. Patron is interesting. You can of course kill more silvers here, I think. Yeah, I should be able to kill silver on my turn. I guess this is why I get the bazaars to some degree, is so that I have an out here for this situation. Would be better if we had the... I guess it's not a huge deal one way or the other. I mean, he may get stuck a little bit eventually, but probably not in a big way. This is super duper not gonna work. I'm just gonna run piles out before the thing I want to do actually does anything, is my problem. Or it's at least part of my problem. Is the piles are just gonna get too low. Gonna get super low. I can clean out the rest of those points. That's not really worth it. I need a second enchantress. This is so stupid. This is just the stupidest thing. for sure. I don't know if I need those actions. I could get another dismantle, which I may need. It's real bad. It's a real bad deck. Unfortunately, also the piles will be gone, so I'm not sure that that is gonna gain me anything. I am still under drawing in some sense. I'm leaving these Avantos, which means I could probably afford another dismantle. At least potentially, anyway. I can get an estate. Don't really want a gold on top. He'll get another province here easy. He trashes patron, right? Yeah. I'm gonna have to switch to Silk Roads just so I can actually run out the enchantresses. So I need more draw. Probably need another Bazaar. That turn when I played that thing all wrong, I could have maybe, I could have probably just kept racing him on these things and just hopefully had a little bit of a better deck. But whatever. Fool could be interesting, not really, but could be funny. But I wouldn't go amiss. I mean, there are a lot of boons that I could get that would be okay for me. I never really thought of it before, but probably it wouldn't have been that bad to add it at some point and then just trash it with silver. So he's going to go ahead and get that last VP, which is fine. Presumably he'll trash the silver. I mean, one of these turns you would think he would miss province like once, but guess not. I've been playing these turns probably pretty badly. I would like to have a golden hand so I could go ahead and play the dismantle now and play all of the Avanto Sana things, but no such luck. So that didn't work out, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm up to 5 of those green things. I didn't go for the fool, even though I was thinking about it at that one stage. It would be nice if you could fail to draw one time, or fail to hit province one time. That would be very useful for me. He probably has the 8 in hand. You know, you can just hit play all treasures, Tracer. So anyway, he's going to have a Avanto, so very likely to get there again, but it's life. See if we can find a gold. Okay. We're going to need so many more turns than we're going to get. Hey, I played all those. That's like first. Look at this. This is going to be a big point swing. Boom. Nobody even saw that coming. Probably those should still be duchies. I'm not really sure. I still cannot. I mean, I guess he has a lot of draw. I still am a little surprised that he drew every single turn. Oh, he didn't find the gold? Or is he slow rolling me? I'll resign the rest of the games if he's slow rolling me. He got 2 enchantresses down, so he's looking pretty good to hit it this next turn. So if I get triple Silk Road by a province, how many points is that? That's like some points. it's a little hard to do. I don't know if I have the draw for it now. Triple Silk Road, that would get us up to 3-point Silk Roads. So the score would increase by 5 plus 9 plus 6. I think the issue is going... Oh, I have another gold now, don't I? Maybe I can do it. So I can get... I doubt I'll have the draw for it, but this is my chance to take it. If I do get the... I think that's right. It would increase my Silk Roads to 3. And it would increase... So that would be 5 of them would go up, and then those 3 would be worth 9. So that's 14, and then 20. It'd be a 1-point win, I guess. So we'll try for it. I mean... I don't think the actions really matter, so... I don't know if I have the draw for it, or this sequence, I guess, of draws for it. It's also possible to do a bazaar. I mean, I don't have to redraw gold. Well, I do have to play all the bazaars, don't I? No, I still have a silver. No, I killed the silver. Okay. Maybe this works. I'm not really sure. This does not work. So I don't actually have the draw to make this happen. I can empty the... because they have to all count. I can't do it. And then I'm just going to have one Enchantress down. So I can score a bunch of points here, but if he gets a province, which he's very likely to do, it's just over. Or if he even just finds his dismantle, right, he can empty the Enchantresses. So I don't really want to empty the Silk Roads here. Duchies, I guess, were always just equivalent to that. Yeah, it's just like a point short right now. Well, point short of a tie. Because I can get in that state, but... I guess he's limited to 2 games max, so this doesn't matter which of these 2 I get. The difference, the Silk Roads, I guess I might potentially get them up to 16 at this point. 1, 2, 4, 10, 11. 12, 13. I'm going to have 14. Yeah. Well, that's sad. Probably I won't even draw, so... That's unfortunate. don't think there was a way for me to actually make the win work. Unless I'm missing something. Which is certainly well within the realm of possibility. So we have basically some trashing along with goons and drawn stuff. So we're gonna go for that. Gonna open research silver, I think. You could go with a Ducat. Since your price points are kind of like low high, like your Ducat, you may just be able to just buy a menagerie when you play it, and then save a token, which is good for potentially hitting goons. If not, you can pass and get pass points. But research looks good for the opening. The Ducat I'm not sure of, because you do want to buy like mountain villages, and silver is good for that. Probably 1 silver, and then probably the next time we have like 3, I would buy a Ducat. So he gets a Margrave. That's not like super scary here, particularly. Just due to the nature of it. Just because we can buy menagerie right away makes the Margrave not so scary. I'm a little thinner than him. I may take a Ducat here. Not really sure. Mountain Village, of course, has a... I have to get some money somehow, right? I have to get to 6 at least once. Or 5. I mean, I don't really need to get to 5, to be honest. Margrave's pretty crappy. I am, of course, now clean. The mountain village isn't doing much for me here. Since I didn't find a menagerie, that was quite an unfortunate draw, to be perfectly honest. That was pretty bad luck. I mean, I can trash a card and play Goons, that's okay. Or I can play Goons and buy a menagerie, that's okay. How many coppers do I have left? I mean, I don't mind being thin, for sure. That's pretty unfortunate, actually. I don't really want to set aside everything that's left. That's actually a rotten draw. If there's just one copper, I mean, what do we got left? Copper, silver, goon. I mean, the research on the research is just not any good. That really sucked, actually. Now I can do it. Now it's not so bad. Of course, actually, that's pretty bad too. Well, whatever. It's too late now. That was so stupid. That was just the stupidest thing I've ever done. I don't know if Chester's worth it. It may get some nice stuff. It certainly could get some nice stuff, though these piles will run. It's really bad. That was really stupid play by me all around. I mean, well, bad luck and then stupid play. I can get Sir Martin, but I feel like I want to be ahead in economy. Something. Who's gonna have Menagerie for sure? And I'm gonna scream. This all doesn't matter because the Menagerie is not gonna hit anyway. Because I was an idiot. I mean, on the one hand, it's not a huge deal because I'll still be able to buy something reasonably good this turn, but oh, okay. I will definitely take Natalie here. This is just easy silver, right? I'm gonna get my goons hit by his Martin. For sure. That's just as bad. I'll buy Molly here. I don't know if the goons are actually right to play. They may just be totally the wrong thing. But Vander is not that great here. That's good that he had this hand. So either I keep... I guess I'll just try and draw those up at the end. Should be able to. Vander is pretty underwhelming. That's a nice hit. He'll kill the Margrave. The Margrave sucks. I think the Margrave actually sucked from the beginning, but... So I can try... I can either try and hit a village with Jester, which would let me do a little bit more this turn, or I can just make sure I play the Goons in the Natalie. That's a pretty nice hit. Well, he can lose the research, and it's not such a big deal. But let's see. How do I want to? What are we sitting at? Like, I may be able to keep this copper this turn if it's gonna let me buy something nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's not special. Though at the same time, the copper is probably not killing me. And it may let me on the next turn get a couple things. So I am going to keep it for now, though that's potentially a harmful thing to me. I do need mountain villages badly. Super duper don't care about Destry. I guess I'm willing to lose Molly. It's not clear to me what the play there would be. But, oh yeah, I kept it. Last card is Ducat. Okay. Do I have 9 this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do not. I did. I could have if I had Molly still. But I can go Dame Anna Menagerie. And next turn I can go whatever the other knight is plus Mountain Village. I guess we got Sylvia and well, I'm not gonna buy Menagerie, but you know what I mean. Who's the other one? So one of the guys. Can't remember. This is gonna maybe hurt quite a bit. Nope. Okay. What does he have? Sylvia and or what is left? Michael, right? Completely useless. So now I can do my thing. And I will. Hopefully the Mountain Village doesn't immediately get thrashed. I could have been doing, well, no, there's really no way to justify that. Okay, the Mountain Village isn't getting trashed. Would have been nicer if we could have I'm not sure what terminal I'm going to want to play, to be honest. I can lose a research. And I can lose a Menagerie. I would love day mana to not be in my hand. Would be super convenient. Golly, that is just... It's unbelievable, sort of. Probably regain the silver with... No, Natalie's gone now, isn't she? Well, whatever. I probably am going to want that silver more than that menagerie, but... I did not have good luck with keeping the mountain villages in this game. I guess one nice thing is the piles are low and I have... I don't know, I don't really have any particular advantage. Second Goons is greedy, I think. But what do I know? That was an excellent gesture hit. Very, very lucky. What do I have here? I could trash the copper and rebuy one, which is okay. Reasonably okay anyway. There goes Sylvia. So we're just left down to Vander and Michael. You may get to play both of his goons though, so. Well, he will get to play both his goons. So probably he can score some points here. He probably needs to score a little bit. Vander hitting Michael would have been pretty nice for him there. If he could draw it, that is. I'm going to absolutely need like a gesture hit to make this work. Otherwise, I'm just definitely toast. Yeah. That's not like unreasonable. Okay. So, do I have 8? And if I did have 8, would that even help me? I do have 8. And not enough buys. I mean, obviously there's no choice here. I have to gain it. There's not like a question of what to do as far as that's concerned. But anyway, I can tie with a loss. One of those ties with a loss, you know? One of those. It's a tie with a loss. I don't know if there's really any advantage to me playing the Michael. I mean, there's some chance of it being quite bad, right? If it hits the Vander, then it's... If it hits a Goons, then it's good. If it hits or a Mountain Village or something, then it's good. If it hits a Vander, then it's quite horrifically bad. Even hitting a Goons is not really that great. So, yeah, I'm a little short cash here. I can buy a province, though that's not all that fantastic. It's probably necessary. I mean, what does like the duchy get me? Is the duchy gonna be sufficient? Depending on what he does on his next turn, potentially. I mean, the advantage, of course, is saving the tokens. If I don't score, I mean, let's see. If he gets 8, then he's gonna score 6. Well, he may be more like, what did he? If he plays the 3, like if he plays the triple Goons, I'm for sure losing. Anyway. Right. Triple Goons is like 12 points or something. So there's not a points play that can get me out of that. This is just like giving me enough points if his turn goes absolutely nowhere, which is just not going to do. Since he's able to do all this stuff. Oh man, he's alright, we'll just resign. Oh, he played the Vander. That's mean. Playing the Vander is just plain mean. Alright. Well, yeah, he apologizes for the night. I'll accept it this time, Tracer, but probably not next time. This is a messy thing. I mean, it's not a messy thing. There's, you know, there's stuff to do. You can, you know, you can get your king's courts and your things and your outposts and whatnot. No trashing. You can just cycle a whole lot. I mean, he's gonna block here, but dungeon's not really the best thing in the world for blocking. Of course, the improve is fine. Somewhere along the way, we're going to have to figure out how to buy things. He got the stables, which is pretty good for him. He got another stables. He just had... Yeah, I'm totally screwed. This is fully resignable, actually. It's not really, but it's getting there. To have 2 stables to none. At this point. I'm going to take the curses, too. He was just thinking about whether he should play dungeon, but there's no reason to. Gonna hopefully finds the young witch. Block. I say hopefully. It's not like it's good for me for him to play it and me block. I mean, it's good that I block, but it doesn't. It's not especially meaningful that I get to block. He has 50 stables. This is sad. Oh, he gets another stable. He is close to in a unlosable position. It's not that bad, but it's very close to that, I would say. So he'll be able to get a King's Court this turn, I think. Maybe not. He's not quite to King's Court with the amount of discard stuff he's done. He doesn't have as many silvers as me, so nope, he is. So that's great. There. This is a good draw for me. Not quite. I think I have a dungeon in here. Yeah, that was a good turn. I don't know if it's gonna rescue him getting to King's Court something, but and buying another King's Court. Probably you want a cobbler at some point here. I don't know when you kind of are able to buy it instead of a King's Court. Maybe you get one more King's Court and then get a thing. This is looking pretty rotten. I'm gonna go ahead and take one. So he's very likely to triple curse me here. So I didn't find the dungeon. Wasn't like good odds to find the dungeon. They were okay given that I hadn't drawn it, but yeah, he's gonna be able to king a young witch here, and then it is more or less, well, it was already over, but see if he takes another King's Court or if he takes like an outpost or something. At some point you have to go back and he has to get by, so he has to either get a cobbler or something. Market Square is fine too, but something that can give him extra gains. And Market Square is certainly a reasonable pick for that. This is going to be I didn't know I had bottom deck that many stables. If I hadn't drawn any treasure, I would have actually cried. I would have cried. I wouldn't have been angry. I would have just been sad. I didn't actually get super beat up on the curses. I mean, I got fairly beat up. But well, when he kings another thing here, then it will be super beat up. But So there we went 7-3, I guess. So it's not recoverable unless I can reach in and start stacking the decks. It's not recoverable. Now, on this particular board, if I could reach in and stack the decks, it would be recoverable, but because there's no trashing. But since I can't do that, we can just. So it looks like I'm gonna get at least beat up. I'm probably not gonna make the championship match this season. This may put me out of it already, in fact. I'm not really sure. It was pretty close, but this is... I mean, I guess if I sweep RTT, maybe. If I win the last two and sweep RTT, maybe I'd make it in, but I'm not sure that's even the case. So... And of course, if I don't win some games, I'll have a very good chance of demoting. Look, 2 dungeons. Okay, we can stop now. Yeah, I don't know about the opening. Like, it worked out for him. I don't know that it's like mandatory you need to do improve versus young witch. Obviously, there are upsides to both, and maybe the improved one is better. But I'm not fully sure at this point. I could certainly believe it at the very least. So this is a bit of a strange board because the only village is acting troupe. Well, I can't do anything with my 2, so the only village is acting troupe, and then there's no VP, and there's a rebuild. Though at the same time, there's of course plenty of stuff to build an engine and attacks and things, so you could get a wharf thing or a torture thing going. You just have some issues with the terminal space, since you've got 4 villagers, or acting troop. I mean, acting troop is like 30 terminals, but that aren't acting troops throughout the course of the game extra, which is, you know, a fair amount, but not necessarily an overwhelming amount. Innovation would certainly is certainly going to help a good deal as well. It's also a kind of village effect. I think between that all has got to be good enough to make it work. My wharf missed, so that's very good. I wonder if we can just do a silos instead of a dungeon. I'm afraid I'm gonna just make like bad shuffle after bad shuffle, to be honest. I get an altar, that's nice. If I hit 6 again, I will buy an innovation. It is really sad that my wharf missed. When you have the 5-2 and you open nothing 5 and then it misses, it's like the biggest bummer ever. I did play dungeon, right? Yeah, okay. I will try and buy innovation this turn. And I will succeed. Can get 2 wharfs down. I don't know how I feel about the tortures. I can't decide. Obviously our engines are going to kind of suck since we're splitting things. I really don't know about the tortures. It may be the thing to do. There's certainly worse contested here. I think to keep playing the tortures requires more actions than to do the equivalent draw stuff with Wharf. I didn't know I had 2 Wharfs. Well, I guess that's still fine to play them all. Probably should have held 1 back, but I think I didn't really have enough stuff yet. Innovation is really cool. Should get another dungeon. Not on this turn, but maybe next turn. What I want to do is start altering for rebuilds. I don't think I can play the altar too profitably this turn. I feel like I'm going to need to save my villagers at least a little bit. So that was sad that we bottom decked that there, but that's life. We're gonna just try and mill these things out as fast as we can. I still have plenty of, I think he may have gone a little bit overboard on the acting troops there. I mean, I would have certainly taken one, but I'll be able to finish this game out with 7. That's not a huge problem. So I don't know if he can even get to like double province this turn. If he does trader tricks, he might be able to. So if he has that, then that'll be okay for him. But so if I go 3, like if I can double here and mill 1, that should be fine for a finish, I think. I don't think he can put out those kinds of numbers. I didn't get to 15, or I didn't get to 16. This is the same issue that I hit in that one game, where I have a way to essentially lock out VP. But I don't and then the problem is that he can similarly, like if I double province here, I'm for sure losing to an altered something. Like he got enough wharfs down, and I'm probably just losing to whatever, but again, there's this, well, he won't have enough buys for that. I was going to say there's going to be like a pile out he can do, but I don't think that's the case. Though he's not like that far from it. My issue is just getting to 16 again. Like, if I can get to 16, I can almost certainly finish, but if I don't draw it, then I'm just again in a real bad spot. I mean, potentially, depending on how much he scores here, there's some other pile outs that might be possible. So, it's not quite as dire as that other situation is, I think. Because I think now if he lowers certain things, then it puts me in a position where I can pile, potentially. I think. I'm not actually that sure of that. But there's some chance. Especially if I find my torture. If I don't find my torture, then my turn gets a lot harder. But if I find the torture, then he has to start thinking about whether he can take the curse or not. Anyway. Him taking one province certainly gives me a finish if I draw perfect. But that has not been happening today. Coupled with some silly plays, I think. But not great draws. Big duchy. Like I can quad duchy. Like it's not impossible. Can also quad duchy is potentially even a little bit easier. Well, it's just definitely easier. It's less money. Alright, this should do it. We want to make sure there's a duchy in the discard, but this should just be good. I shouldn't. I'm certainly jinxing myself by saying this should do it, but he can think it doesn't really matter. I'm at $14, right? So anyway, this is which is more style points? That's the question. The province finish or the duchy finish? Do I have? I think the duchy finish is more style points. I'm pretty sure. Though it's more style points if I do it quickly rather than taking the time to think about the style points. I don't know if there was an estate finish. That might have been maximum style points. I don't think I had the buys for that. Oh, another fool game. I think I should have had a fool in that game we played. I just didn't think about it until it was super late. I think I should have. I mean, even getting the buy like the turn I play the fool or like later on, it's like huge-ish. It's nice anyway. But like getting like silver or getting Earth's Gifts would be really nice. and of course a few other things, but I certainly think I should have been playing with a fool earlier, or period. Pageant is the one where you can like get some money and stuff. What's Labyrinth? When you gain a second card on your turn. This just doesn't look like very much. So you can build, right? Because you have Wishing Well. Whatchamacallit. Wishing Well Cartographer. So you can potentially build. And then play, like, I don't know, and expand as your terminal or something. The nice thing about that is it gets Labyrinth points. So there's something to be said for that. The hard thing here, of course, will be... Ooh, I get Labyrinth off my lucky coin, and he didn't because he's a noob. Yeah, we may have a hard time actually getting that all put together because of the silvers. So I'm not really certain that was that great. The Wishing Well open anyway. The Wishing Well open part of it. Did he get some cycling ones? Oh, he got Sun. Sun's super nice there. Flame potentially nice. I don't know what he has in his hand. I assume since he's not automatically clicking an estate, it's not that. I assume his only option there is copper, or I guess coin potentially. But so he plays a Swamp Hag. There were my estates. Did I play the lucky coin yet? I think I didn't play the lucky coin, so I gotta come in here and type in lucky coin. Get my Labyrinth points. I could just buy a spices. I could forget the old Swamp Hag idea and just go for the old provinces. Isn't too wild to me. Either one seems fine. The issue would be if my smugglers collided. That would be the only kind of bad thing. The points certainly could add up to being troublesome. Depending on how many times he gets to play him and I have to buy something. I can always take a coffers if I have a pretty low, like if he plays a Swamp Hag here, I can just get the silver, and well, I may take it just because I want the points. I'll have to decide. I could take the silver. Basically, I have to decide if a curse is worth a point on this board. And it might be. Otherwise, this isn't too terribly bad. So we're going to split the Labyrinth points. I'm just going to buy another spices. And then I'll be ready to green, I think. He's really into these Swamp Hags. My smugglers skipped, which is actually like not that bad. unless he buys the province here, then it's a little sad, but he may take a... Oh, okay. I was confused there, but I wonder if it's worth it to get his spices in versus drawing, triggering this. I mean, if I think the smugglers might do me some good, then it's probably better to get it in and then have stuff in the deck. So now I'm just green all the way. I got 11 coffers. That's a lot of coffers. I could double province, I'm not going to. But. So I am going to be taking curses periodically throughout this process here. Maybe every single time. But he has a lot of border guards. It's sort of... Assume if he already has a swamp hag, he'd probably take a silver. If he didn't have a swamp hag yet, he probably takes a border guard. That's pretty funny. So I should get it. I'll get one more curse here, but then I'll have a couple turns of free provincing, or not free provincing, but you know, safe-ish provincing. I may have close to as many silvers as coppers, but did he gain anything? I almost want to play the smugglers just to play this one. I guess just the province, so. Ooh, Moongift is nice because he will get to swamp hag me sooner. That was a mean Moon's Gift, to be honest. I guess that's why you buy the Fool. I don't have to take the province here, though. I pretty much have to. He has done pretty good off Fool so far. My smugglers was garbage, or pretty much garbage. Duchy doesn't really help me, but like a province is for sure losing. I guess a province wasn't for sure losing, but it would have lost. Now I'm in like a totally lost position. If I had gained some more I mean, I can double province, and then he has some, then there's some threat, or sorry, double duchy. Then there's some sort of like credible threat. Or I can duchy estate, then there's also a little bit of threat. Though not if, oh, that doesn't even help me, because it's like, he got the swamp hag. Oh, okay. This is totally lost, actually. Yeah, it's just totally lost. I can do the thing, but then again, it's not really credible threat. Well, especially with that. He may have just double province in hand. When did he even buy it gold? Oh, he probably got it from a thing. Why didn't he just buy the province? Why didn't he go like province? He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he could have gone province duchy and it would just never ever lose. I mean, this won't lose either, but still a little confusing to me. Like, what's his incentive for making the... Man, he is... The boons have come up in a nice way for him. And also this wisp hit, which is crazy. It's sort of crazy. He has some dues, but... I'm not actually certain why he wouldn't have taken it last time. But, he can just buy estates until he has enough coffers. That one really perplexed me, actually. Oh well, alright, good games to him. Thank you all for watching and listening. I'm gonna play the final of the whatchamacallit tomorrow, so if you want to watch that, it's same time as this was, but an hour later. So not the same time as this one, essentially. But I'll see you later.